It's funny to note that as well that Joo Ho is in fact the chosen bounty duelist for this event here. For those of you who attend YCSs, if you ever get paired up against a bounty duelist, if you manage to take them down, you can win 2 packs to take on top of your bonus for entry. And Joo Ho has not been handing them out at all. He is X11, I think. Yeah, so only losing 1 duel. So as the bounty duelist, there is a extra layer of pressure for Emilio here as we go into this top 64 game. He's won the dice roll and he's beginning with a Fenrir, searching a Fenrir. Kashtiras offers so much value in Vanquish, so not only is Fenrir just a good monster, but also because it's a relevant attribute in that it's Earth, it gets another copy of itself, which gives you the added utility of all of the reveals for the Vanquish Soul monsters to get their extra bonus power effects when revealing different attributes in the hand.
Could we be in the end phase?
Yeah, that's a good question, because you just activated a furniture for no reason, right? So it must be the end of the turn.
But that's kind of concerning if you're Emilio. Was that really it? Let's see.
Does he play a ton of hand traps?
Yeah, he plays a lot.
He does, yeah, a lot of hand traps. So the most important one is going to be Ash Blossom. That's the most important one against Labyrinth.
That's it. Yeah, Emilio just Fenrir passed. And this is a great opening by Joo instead.
Yeah, no, Stovey Torby discarding, I think that was the big welcome, setting a regular welcome from the deck here. And activating the effect of the big welcome immediately to return the Fenrir to the hand, which means that he can unimpededly activate his... that's the Ash Blossom we were worried about. Yep, he does indeed have it. Ash Blossom, very staple card for a lot of players, but also specifically in Vanquish Soul because it is a fire monster. And it's quite difficult to get relevant and good fire monsters in Vanquish Soul to be able to reveal for those effects of all of your different searches with the Razin, the destruction with Valius. Using the Stovey Torby again, discarding the new Labyrinth support card from Age of Overlord.
Yep, the Butler.
Gets another big welcome to the field here. If we have access to Coup Clock, potentially with a normal summon Ariana, and that's going to put Joo Ho in a really good spot here, which he does actually have. Wow, so this Ash Blossom faring quite inconsequentially here. I think we're definitely going to want to try and go for the Coup Clock search here. Big welcome into Lovely, trigger the Lady, reveal, bounce. Oh, actually chooses to go for the Welcome Labyrinth here. Gotta note how beautiful Joo Ho's deck is with the ultimate rare from the new OTS pack, as well as the Starlights of the Labyrinth monsters.
But for now, it just enters battle phase, pushes some damage.
Okay. I think there's a reason we didn't go for the Coup Clock line.
He probably think he didn't have enough to just win the game right here, so instead he'd rather have you know, more resources for next turn if he's not gonna OTK him, I guess. But
welcome, big welcome, gonna get a decent amount of value, especially since you can just do it on your opponent's turn here. Potentially opting to save the effect of the Lady for the opponent's turn so that we can get a relevant trap card that we are aware of, because Joo Ho does main a couple of interesting different tech cards for this specific match. We got Ice Dragon's Prison in the main, searchable directly by the Lady. Also interesting to note, he's playing the Shufflers, the Medora and the Keldo, which act as really good discards for the Stovey and the Chandragleer.
That is very interesting, because we have been talking about, you know, how Labyrinth players this weekend approached the event, and Joo is not playing skill drain at all, you know?
Wow.
So
it's, Joo Ho is actually opting to not run any of the continuous trap cards whatsoever anywhere in his list, unless, I guess, you could maybe consider a different Dimension Ground in the side deck. But yeah, stereotype of trap decks is that they try to control the field a lot with the continuous traps, but no goes in, no skill drain, no there can be only one, nothing like that here in the list being piloted here by Joo Ho, almost like a combo deck.
For now, Emilio still has to play a card that is not this Fenrir outside of Ash Blossom. 2 of his cards in hand are the other Fenrirs, but it doesn't look like he's got much going on right now.
Yeah, just acting as a Kashtira stun pile right here. The various hand traps that Emilio has drawn clearly not so relevant against Joo Ho, other than that Ash Blossom, which we did manage to get around by normal summoning the Ariana. which hits the grave from the battle phase of the attack of Fenrir. 800 damage on the board by Emilio. 34 life points remaining for him. Take a peek at his hand here. He's kind of revealing it. It does look like a big mishmash of monsters, but doesn't appear to be really doing anything with them.
I'm wondering what did he draw into, honestly?
Yeah, he's got a DD Crow for sure, but I can't quite tell the rest.
Oh, 3 draw.
Oh, wow.
Triple draw and Lockbird is in the hand. That's
triple draw against this deck.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's not great.
And we did not use the lady here, right?
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to use the monster effect yet because it'll get hit by Fenrir on the new chain, and you don't want to lose your lovely. So I think by doing it here and waiting, yeah, even just now, like still not using it because you want to save your lovely here because you're just so far ahead in advantage. You can reset these trap cards, get massive value here.
And now you can use it because you can just get rid of the Fenrir if you want.
Yep.
So makes sense. Very well played by Joo Ho.
Gets to destroy the Fenrir and then trigger the Stovey Torby, returning it, resetting the welcome with its effect from the graveyard onto the field. Masterfully played here by Joo Ho. Gotta give credit to Ryan Yu. I think was one of the first people I saw running the Keldo and Medora in the deck list here. Getting 3rd place in the recent Duelist Cup for Master Duel on that race to the World Championship of 24. Resets the welcome, and yeah, there is the destruction of Lovely, clearing the path for game potentially here. Those Droll and Lockbirds sure looking kind of sad. If anything, I probably would have wanted to set one at least, you know, block some damage.
But yeah, this seems like it will be Joo Ho game in just a matter of seconds. Obviously, Droll and Lock, we mentioned that you did a couple times in the year, the most popular entrap this weekend, overtaking Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, but unfortunately, definitely not good against Labyrinth, and if you drew 3 copies, probably not good against anything right now. So.
Yeah, that's one of the great aspects of Labyrinth is that it doesn't really lose to any particular hand trap except specifically Ash Blossom, which is, you know, going to be just a 3 of, potentially some people not even maining it. You have the protection of the Lady against targeting effects, so Imperm, Veiler, they don't really help too much, and that's just going to be pushing for game, and Joo Ho takes down game 1 quite seamlessly. Unfortunately, Emilio just not drawing anything really valuable in this matchup.
No, indeed, and especially because like I'm kind of worried because usually, I mean, you are well prepared to play against Labyrinth. You know, you have cards such as, you know, Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, but I mean, Joo Ho's version is not really playing, let's say, real traps. Like, I mean, there's Impermanence, for example, but I mean, looking at Emilio's side deck, for sure, the Ghost Bells will go in, especially because, like, you know, this Droll and Lock honestly don't really hurt much at all.
But let's take a look at the silver lining, maybe. There is a chance that Joo Ho doesn't know what he's up against. He literally just saw Fenrir and Ash Blossom, and that are played by, I think, a significant percentage of decks this weekend. So that's, I mean, the only thing that, you know, Emilio can attach to. But at least when it comes to him, he can approach his side decks knowing pretty well what to put in. And what do you guys think Emilio is going to side for Labyrinth?
I think definitely those Lightning Storms and Dusters are staples. They have to come in here. Maybe a world where you bring in Bestials. You know, there's some hand traps just feel kind of bad, like the Effect Veiler. You probably just want to get those out of your main deck. They're not super great against.
Yeah, Ghost Bells up with Feather Duster.
Yeah, Ghost Bell is really good because it doubles up as a disruption for Welcome. Big Welcome, rather, because it not only does it summon from the main deck, it also summons in the grave. So a relevant part there of Ghost Bell. Fun fact, did you know that you can Ghost Bell Psyframe Gamma? Some people overlook that.
Yeah. Did it happen to you?
A couple times, yes. No? Unfortunately.
Especially relevant now the Gamma is the #1 entrap of the format, right?
Yeah, 1 and 1 driver. Which one will you see? Flip a coin.
Maybe 1 Gamma and 3 drivers. Why
not? Now that's a ratio.
But yeah, in Joo Ho's perspective, to be fair, Labyrinth is one of those decks where you don't necessarily need to side deck that much. The deck is solid against, you know, across the field, and I think you can just cape your main deck right here. I mean, why not? It seems very solid, as we mentioned. He does have those one-offs. I really like the one Daruma in the main deck. We saw yesterday at other Labyrinth match how good that card can be in different spots. And yeah, I'm a fan. But regardless, our duelists are ready. So let's find out who will be the winner of Game 2.
All right, we are back here into game number 2. Joo Ho has taken a swift victory from game 1. Emilio opening quite a poor hand, I suppose. A little bit unfortunate. So many Droll and Lockbirds would have been fine against something like Manadium, I guess, but that's much better.
Yep.
You got Razin, that's the most important normal summon in the deck. Ash Blossom comes down on the Razin, though. Not going to be able to get the all-important search and fueling your hand with the different attributes. So we can add with the Fenrir, that's going to give us an Earth monster. We've got a really cool Link monster of the Vanquished Soul, the Rock of the Vanquisher, unique Link one, recycling resources from your graveyard and bringing out those monsters from the hand here. So we pick up the Fenrir from the deck.
Do we have more, or are we just going to see, as you mentioned, the Rock?
The Horus engine still not being put to display here. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, we've got him setting to search out the King Sarcophagus from the deck. And I wonder what the real strategy is with the Horus cards. I'm curious what they actually offer your Vanquished Soul. Maybe Emilio will demonstrate to us just how good the synergy is. But the King of Sarcophagus is searched, the most important card for the Horus engine here. And if you have that on the field with a graveyard, you can facilitate a lot of free big bodies. Do we have any interesting rank 8s at all in the list here? I'm seeing a Dingirsu, Hope Harbinger. Yeah, nothing particularly crazy against Labyrinth. Sometimes that it's one of those matchups where you just kind of have to take your concessions because it is not very possible to prepare for everything right now in the main and side potentially. So see if that Horus engine can do much here. Here's that Rock of the Vanquisher. Yeah, this card's really good. Just be able to generate so much advantage, keep you in the game, get your resources going. And yeah, we're adding back the Razin from our grave to our hand. Vanquished Soul seems to really just print cards. It just has so much advantage. You're always adding and drawing with the Borgor. There's a good way to grind, especially against Labyrinth, which you're going to need, because Labyrinth is a deck that also facilitates so much protection and so much longevity with the recycling and the constant reusing of the same trap cards with things like Lovely, tutoring out of the deck with the Lady.
And I think Vanquished Soul is not an easy deck to play against. I mean, game 1, unfortunately, I mean, it was what it was, no?
Oh, but plays back to Joo, actually, so still kind of an underwhelming opening, I want to say, in this matchup. And not so much from Joo, who started things off with Extravagance.
Yeah, Pot of Extravagance is a card of choice over the pot ratios, if we could take a look at the deck list here. So you do have the option to play 3 Pot of Extravagance or 3 Prosperity. And it looks like completely not actually running the Prosperity. Yeah, I was wondering because we saw a previous Labyrinth player earlier in the day yesterday, and they were actually opting to run Prosperity over Extravagance. So the sort of benefit is that Prosperity is one less card, but it's like a very specific card, digging deep for a particular combo piece you might need. But Joo Ho going with the Extravagance because raw card advantage sometimes might just be better.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. We talked about this yesterday in another matchup, and I think having Extravagance in the Labyrinth deck and giving you, the extra card you may need in that moment might be impactful.
Yeah, the discard as well of all of the furniture is relevant too, so having a raw card advantage is particularly important in that circumstance. All right, here is the Rock of the Vanquisher summoning the Razin from the hand. Another Ash Blossom comes down from Joo Ho here. Emilio is kind of struggling to get some engine going. What did we pick up with the Ariana?
Big welcome.
We got big welcome. Yeah. You're choosing not to use the Fenrir. It's interesting.
Exactly. Okay, now he does on the Ash Blossom though. So Could have used it before. Yeah, that goes face down. Joe is still holding a lot of cards, and yeah.
Oh, I like that he plays the field spell.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of telegraphed it because he was about to activate a card in the zone earlier on, and now we see, okay, the Butler once again.
Yeah, Butler being activated from the hand here allows you to set a trap from your hand, and then you can actually use it on the same turn.
Which is great, honestly. Yeah.
Is there no response, it seems, from Emilio, although he's playing both Ash and Bell? Yeah, no response. Wow.
Yeah, Ash Bell, super important here, but has not drawn any of them, unfortunately.
And now we get, yeah.
And we get the field spell.
Exactly.
That's going to be a really good grind game. Getting a card popped every single turn on resolution, really, really strong. We're going to go for the Chandragleer from the deck here. This is going to bounce immediately to the hand, trigger the field spell, pop, and then we can go for the Chandragleer, discard, and potentially go for some more setups.
Thinking about which one to get rid of, most likely. Okay, the Rock.
Rock of the Vanquisher acting as a great resource loop for the Vanquish Soul deck, so dealing with that immediately makes sense. Looks like we hard drew the Lovely there.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Not really the one you want to be seeing in your hand, but it's fine. You can just get it out of your hand with a furniture piece and then bring it back eventually. Big Welcome does also summon from grave. So that's going to be able to be just fine for Joo Ho here. So I think we've got a Welcome and a Big Welcome set here with the field spell and a decent spot by Joo Ho. That's the thing with Labyrinth. Sometimes it doesn't look like you have a lot. You know, you might have like 1 or 2 set cards, but just that by itself can really sort of snowball into like multiple triggers. You get a pop a card, you get a recursion of the Chandragleer or another furniture piece from the graveyard. And then a plus of an Ariana or something, you know, suddenly 2 cards becomes 4 into 5, and the disparity is widening for Emilio here, though, as we pick up another card. Let's see if we can do anything with maybe a Mad Love or another Razin normal
needs
summon.
something here, because otherwise he's in trouble. Yeah, he's going for, once again, for the Rock of the Vanquisher.
I'm gonna use his effect. But okay, gonna get met by an impermanence.
So yeah, Infinite Impermanence is one of the few non-engine trap cards we're actually utilizing in the deck here. But yeah, important enough that going second, you need some kind of answers if you play against a particularly powerful combo deck. A Clutch Imperm could probably potentially save you. And also on top of that, it's very important because it does not trigger the effects of things like Talents and Thrusts. So one of the better hand traps in the game.
I think he activated in the same column as impermanence.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, we don't really need the effect of the King Sarcophagus. It just needs to be present to bring back. But we'll see if that actually comes up here. Yeah, Resolution, we're going to go Welcome, Special Summon out of the deck here, and we'll see if we go Ariana into a Kuklock or something. Yeah, all right, we're going to Destroy with the field spell. Welcome does trigger, or rather the Labyrinth triggering off of the Welcome.
Yeah, and this is a great interaction. As you can see here, we get so much stuff back, as Nadir was saying. 2 face-down cards might not look that threatening, but in this deck they can generate a lot of advantage. And this is what we are witnessing here.
As you mentioned, it looked like he only has 2 back rows, but then was not really, you know, that...
Just turns into a lot
by
itself.
Because he also has the Big Welcoming Grave, which acts kind of like a compulsory evacuation device. And then, yeah, this is a lot.
Destroys the King Sarcophagus. I'm going to keep calling it Gold Sarcophagus. Destroys the King Sarcophagus. And yeah, as you mentioned, the Big Welcome is also another resource here. This is looking like a really, really strong commanding position by Joo Ho.
Yep.
Masterfully played to perfection and is holding down the field really well. Just not letting Emilio stick anything. Can't really hold down any sort of normal summon. The Rock of the Vanquisher is healed, but that's been impermed. All this card advantage.
Let's see.
What is he summoning?
Looks like a Pantera.
Yep, it is Pantera. Oh, and another reason, okay. Joo Ho played the entire game trying to stop Emilio from resolving a raisin, but finally, for the first time in like 4 attempts, that will be successful. So,
yeah, this is going to be a little bit rough here because Joo Ho does not have any more disruptions, which means that Emilio can actually keep pushing forward here as we've dropped that all-important Razin to get our search now.
there is that big welcome again, but yeah, that's about it.
True, yeah, we do have the big welcome grave effect.
Finally,
have we used Lovely Pop?
I don't think so.
Was it not on the...
So, because we definitely used Labyrinth,
yeah,
on the sarcophagus, right?
on the sarcophagus, yeah. Because with the Labyrinth, he just
Popped
the
the
defender,
Fenrir
right?
and then the
yeah.
sarcophagus.
Okay, yeah, so no other cards to be played here from Joo Ho other than a bounce, which against the deck that doesn't really go into the extra, returning a card to the hand isn't really that incredible. Sort of trading without really gaining much from it here. We are getting the heavy Borgor out of the deck, it looks like.
Okay, now we're using the fact. Columns, they matter, and here is again the reason trying to destroy that Lovely, it seems.
Yeah, revealing 2 from the Razin gets to destroy in the same column. We're going to chain here to special summon out the Lady from the hand. I think Joo Ho's debating whether or not he wanted to bounce his own Lovely there, but choosing to not and let that resolve.
Yeah, and at this point he just does this so that he's guaranteed having, you know, still that interaction with the big welcome, but it's an interesting spot. Also, Emilio knows that he really needs to push through here. He cannot allow Joo Ho to get another, you know, very consistent turn.
Yeah, Joo Ho is still sort of in here with the advantage, I think. We do have follow-up if necessary, so we do have to try and get rid of all of this with potential Zeus play.
Yeah, I think he's going for the Zeus play. Yeah, I mean, maybe just swings over the Lady, and then Memphis Drew overlays for the Zeus.
It's particularly important here because the Zeus cannot be targeted, and I believe the big welcome grave effect does target.
Yeah, the Baguska cannot be, yeah.
So if we just simply attack into the defense position Ariana, fulfilling the activation request, or rather the summoning condition of Zeus, you can go into Zeus, immediately rip apart the field here. You'll probably get bounced away from the big welcome,
Exactly.
but you've gotten rid of the super important field spell and the Lovely.
You can also chain it on your own card potentially, right?
Yeah.
You could do it on the Ariana.
Because you're not really too worried about Zeus staying on the field, right? It is just a body. It's only got 1 material.
Yeah. Did he? I think he did target the Ariana.
Yeah, he did.
I like it.
Ariana.
I like it.
Which is even better, I guess.
So Ariana returns to the hand here. Another resource loop that Joo Ho has available. We can normal summon Ariana. We've got the Chandragleer in the hand that was returned previously. Normal summon the Ariana. And yeah, I think a Coup Clock play might be looking really nice here.
Yes. And that was a really good spot by Joo Ho, again, returning the Ariana instead of the Zeus. And
it was a good catch, yeah.
Yep.
He didn't really need to bounce back the Zeus again.
And now he can get to do quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, huge turn here. Activate the effect of the Coup Clock. Now we can use traps on the turn that it's set. We've got the Chandragleer discarding Valor. Gets to go for Big Welcome. Big Welcome bring back Lovely, Pop, and trigger Ariana. We are off to the races. Joo Ho, despite getting an entire field sent away from Zeus, still in a commanding spot right now.
Let's see if there is a response from Emilio. It doesn't look like it. And then you can get even the Lovely and get rid of most of what we are seeing here from Emilio.
What a showcase from Joo Ho, honestly.
Yeah, this is a masterclass in Labyrinth, taking advantage of all of the... Oh, do we have a third? No, okay. No Stovey Torby as well to trigger. But yeah, Welcome gets to reset itself. Chandragleer gets itself back to the hand. There's another resource and follow-up. And we get to remove a card from the field. Most likely going for the Zeus. And then on top of that, Lovely can then reset the Big Welcome if you want.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing with Labyrinth. It never really seems like it's super threatening. You know, a monster and a set card can just turn into so much just by itself, and that's what Joo Ho is doing here.
Yeah, amazing execution here by Joo Ho, once again turning everything around, and with just one card now we're back to 6 cards in total for Joo Ho. This is looking very one-sided.
Yeah, usually, goes for the infinite impermanence reset. That's that's cool.
Yeah, because he keeps the compulsory effect once again, and yeah, this is so much.
What a show off, honestly. I mean, I like it.
Let's see, Emilio needs a miracle. Maybe the way to start things off could be a Feather Duster, a Lightning Storm, but even then, not looking too promising.
We need to get rid of the back row, because if we normal summon, it's not really going to stick because of Lovely. And there's not too many ways to extend here because we've lost our King Sarcophagus. Small World. Okay.
Which at least is something to begin with.
It's kind of a cool card in Vanquish, though, because there's a lot of bridges that it offers you, because you have so many different types and attributes and monsters, etc., etc. It just connects really well from monster to monster, but I think one of the main issues with Small World is that it removes a card. You do go -1, and you do really need the card advantage in this deck just because of you need those multiple attributes to trigger those powerful effects. But at the same time, it is really, really important to get to Razin.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd copy, actually.
Yeah.
We knew about the Burger, which means that this impermanence can be dodged, but then we're still kind of in trouble. Let's see. Yeah, expecting the Burger, as it's mentioned.
And there's a Lovely.
Yeah, you cannot respond to normal trap cards from the Lovely effect.
Good attempt, but unfortunately, yeah, this not work out for Emilio.
Any normal trap card, right?
Yeah.
Your normal trap card affects, That is such an incredible added bonus of Lovely. Because it protects you from Ash Blossom, it protects you from any response to your big welcome and welcome. Obviously, getting to that point is, that's the whole purpose, is like, can we get to a Lovely on the field, which usually involves going down the path of a welcome or big welcome. But once it's on the field, you really get that engine rolling. It's a trap deck that's got so much resilience towards it. Sometimes even like a Duster might not actually do as much as you think it does against Labyrinth. You have so many resources in the grave. The monsters themselves are really well protected.
And this is great. He chains to the Burger, so he cannot resolve, and now he gets to destroy a card of the end from Emilio.
Gets a free draw as well from the Ariana, which then can set from directly from the hand, and actually hits the Borgor here.
And he only has Ferry, right?
Yeah. No, I think
doesn't it outside of the Raisin? Yeah,
that's it.
That's about it, and I don't think that's good enough. So
Fenrir Raisin is all we've got left. Into a welcome on this Fenrir summon, discarding the Coup Clock to special summon out of the deck here.
This was a Labyrinth masterclass by Joo Ho, and it seems like he is just moments away from claiming his top 32 spot.
I'm curious about this, though, because you do get to Fenrir banish the Lovely here, don't you?
But he went for the Coup Clock, so you have another impermanence, I think, now. Yeah.
A second impermanence being activated on the same turn.
Is,
in response,
insane,
you get the Lady to then get more trap cards from your deck here.
Yeah, this is correct.
I think the judges are checking if that welcome was set this turn.
Maybe the column of the impermanence?
No,
it's okay.
Was it? No, but the impermanence only affects
your opponent.
Right?
Yeah.
Does it?
No, it affects the whole column.
I think also yours.
Yeah, it does, for sure.
I think that's what they're checking.
Yeah.
Oh, did we imperm in the own imperm column?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
wow, I've never seen that happen.
Oh, no. Yeah, we were teasing that Emilio actually put the Gold Sark, Gold Sark, the King Sark in the same column.
I mean, yeah.
But Joo Ho imperming his own imperm.
That's the first.
I'm never gonna let him live down from this. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, he's smiling. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
it's okay.
I mean this. Yeah. it's still
Can happen.
a lot. But
Yeah, I guess to attack over the Fenrir in the battle phase, activate the big welcome, bring back Lovely, bounce the... okay, gonna go for... yeah, of course, the Lovely was banished face down, but attack directly. That is game exactly 2,900. Takes it down. Emilio, unfortunately, defeated in his first round of top cut. That's disappointing. You must feel really crushed.
absolutely, but it was for sure a great duel nonetheless. What a show off from Joo. Wow.
Yeah, no, Joo Ho proving
Masterclass.
why he is one of the best players in the world right now. That's why he went to the World Championship, a complete master of Labyrinth. Absolutely impressive.
I mean, impressive stuff, honestly. I mean, if you want lessons from Labyrinth, maybe you should hit Joo Ho.
And if you win by impermanence, your own impermanence, I think that's a big flex to how good the deck is.
He's going to say that it was on purpose, for sure.
Of course, just extended BM on his side.
Yep.
But yeah, now regardless, I mean, we got to give credits to Emilio. He was one of the few players, if not the only one. I haven't looked at the deck breakdown yet with the Vanquish Soul deck. Do you know if he was maybe the only one? We'll check later, I guess.
There were, from what I remember, there was 2 Vanquish Soul players. He was running Horus, the other players running a more pure engine.
Still very impressive, result, making it all the way to the top 64 with our field of almost 2,500 players. But now, obviously, all eyes are on Joo Ho. He advances to the top 32, only 5 duels away from crowning, and being crowned YCS champion. He has had an incredible season, as you mentioned, but he's one of those duelists who is missing that first place, and I'm sure he will be, trying his best to claim it. But regardless, we will have a lot more duels for you guys coming up right next with the top 32, and hopefully we'll be able to show you later on the deck breakdown and see whether our predictions.
I believe we do have a top 64 deck breakdown, so we can actually take a look here and present to you what the decks are for this event. So these are the top 64 duelists here. We've got the standings.
Obviously, we got Simon E on the top, as mentioned, and his opponent from the previous round who beat him. And then I can see Christian Ureno from United States, as mentioned. We have Gabriel Netz against a lot of good, famous names.
We've got Zeki Shah in 13th, a really a good player from the UK. Bryce is in there. Third place, that says Victor. For those of you who are not familiar with Cyrillic. But yeah, Victor was on stream earlier today. Or yesterday, I think.
And that's why you know how to pronounce his name. But we also had Alessandro Della Guardia on stream with us, is number 12 on the seas. But we can take a look at the remaining duelists in the top 64. Let's see more familiar names coming up. And a lot of Italians, I gotta say. Our country, performing pretty well.
Mondini, Diego Ganzerli, former Italian national champion as well.
We've got Christian Foldiger in 30th place, all the way from Denmark. Henry Bancroft in 27th from the UK.
Also on stream, Maybe the stream is bringing good luck to whoever was on him. To be very impressive results from our featured duelist. But yeah, going to the other side of the bracket, again, other familiar's name, Dinka Bui made it after being on the bubble for quite a significant amount of rounds, but also
so many big names.
Jessica.
Jessica Robinson, we've got Luca Forian, Pakawat is in here in 47th. Shout outs to Pak coming all the way over from the USA, making his appearance at a European YCS in 47th with the Infernoble deck. Very cool.
Absolutely. And then the last remaining part of the top 64, we see a lot of familiar names standing at the top. Joshua Smith made it, 49th place, and again other more Italians duelists, and one of them is obviously Emilio. But
shout outs to Konstantinos before we move on. 50th place, we've got a Greek player in top cut. That's really cool to see.
But also shout out to Francesco and Lijun, who were the only 2 duelists who managed to qualify with an X3 record. So
we had X3 stopping? Okay, all right.
There were 2 players who made it. Maybe they are the lucky ones. We'll find out whether Simon was cursed with the first top slot. But regardless, we have our winner, Joo, ready with Ed. Let's hear it from them.
Thank you very much, Marcello. I am joined by Joo Ho, who's just won that top 64 feature match and has made his way into the top 32. Joo Ho's no stranger to topping these kind of events. We've seen him at Worlds. He was in the semi-finals of the Euros only this year. And here you are, back with the top 32. How are you feeling? You feeling confident?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good because I'm playing a deck that I've played for like half a year now, so...
You're very competent with it. In fact, Nadir during the game was saying that that was a masterclass of how to play Labyrinth. People were really seeing an excellent display. Even just looking at this, Emilio started game one with a pretty bad hand, couldn't do anything to stop you, so you just dominated that. And then in game two, again, a really expert display of Labyrinth, even playing around Zeus. There's one thing I should bring up, and I think you know what it is I'm going to bring up. Yeah, you already know. You impermed your own imperm. Do you want to talk about this?
I just kind of stopped paying attention to infant columns. Like, I forgot that so many times now, but I knew every card in the set anyway because like they were all search and like the reveal of reason, so I know what they had anyway, so it didn't matter. So I just kind of stopped paying attention there.
It's all right, it happens to the best of us, and you are one of the best when it comes to Labyrinth. Best of luck in your upcoming games for the top 32. I'm sure it's going to go great for you. We're so used to seeing you in these. I hope it goes well for you. Best of luck and congratulations. Guys, don't go anywhere because we've got a YCS Spotlight and we've got another Master versus Caster before we get in to our top 32 feature